everyone. This is Aparna Sharma. I'm absolutely delighted to be here today to witness the first anniversary celebrations of LeoGirl Productions. I think it's an amazing setup with Priyanka and the team, and it's a very, very good medium to demonstrate and articulate various challenges that employees or the society at large face, showcasing that to the corporate world. So theatre per se is a very good medium to express things like issues like these, and I think LeoGirl production is one of its kind, as an organization to bring this medium to fruition and to bring this forward. And it's an amazing journey that Priyanka and the team have actually taken, to bring these concepts live into the organizations at the center of and the heart of the organization. I wish Priyanka, LeoGirl, and the entire crew, great success, more power in the years to come to take this to greater heights. I saw excerpts of plays, that were put up today, but I haven't been fortunate to actually see any of the plays, that were performed in the past. But I'm really looking forward to witness and see some of the plays. I would recommend this to corporates, and also, I think the society at large needs absolutely in-the-face kind of, interactions of this sort. And like I mentioned earlier, theatre is a very powerful medium to actually get to the masses. So I would definitely recommend this to corporates. Because it says a lot. It's a medium that communicates actually in a very, very informative manner. It's very educational to the organization, and I think it's one of the tools of employee engagement that the organizations can leverage. So I would recommend it to the corporates as well as to the society at large.
Hi, I'm Prasanna Rao. To have brought something like this on to, we've been seeing plays, but they're generally to do with a lot of social causes, etc. But linking this to the corporate kind of a theme is a requirement. I think it's a very subtle but a very important chapter that, it has come, and all credit to the production house to be able to start giving shape to it. Yeah, I did see Rainbow Shadow. In fact, the first time I liked it so much that I did attend once more when it was enacted to understand the nuances of it also. And I think though it covered something which, having a young son of 22, I think, it made me relate to what I could be in for. And so when anything makes an impact like that, and you can relate to yourself, and see, I think it was very well enacted. The script was good. And I think that's why there were not only was it an impact, there was a lot of insight into what it was trying to convey. Yeah, I think in fact it's a very badly felt need because training traditionally used to be the classroom kind of training. Adult learning never took place in classrooms. It always meant sharing of experiences. But even that has become quite stale now because the younger generation wants something more peppy, something which they can relate to. It can't be, just some sharing of an experience which they might not be able to, connect as far as the need is concerned and how they need to apply it onto the work situation. But a play of this kind, which deals with sensitive issues and something which they may be facing, definitely appeals to the audience. It strikes a chord and it stirs up some people. So I think that edge was missing as far as the training activity is concerned in corporates. So I think it's a brilliant idea and a brilliant thing to use plays for this.
Hi, this is Amit Das. I'm the President and CHRO for Reliance Communications. I think I was pleasantly amazed with the kind of, the production that I've seen, the snippets of the last 3 productions that the LeoGirl had. And I must say that kudos to talented Priyanka. She's amazing. She's awesome. And with the other cast that I have seen, I am sure they will go a long way, and I wish all the best to them. And I think theatre as a medium can play a very, very powerful role in the corporate learning and development. And I'm pretty sure about it. Yeah, I have seen that, but I think this is of a different kind. And with the powerful messaging that goes behind it and the power of the script that has been written and the kind of enactment that I've seen, the talent that I've seen, I think that can create wonders. Absolutely, absolutely. I think corporates should come forward and encourage such youngsters, such young talent to come forward and do this for us. And as I said before, theatre as a medium can play a big, big role in terms of learning and development for the employees in the corporate world.
I'm Sanjeev Dikshit and I head human resource for Allied Blenders and Distillers. I think it's a phenomenal venture by a very young entrepreneur. I think more power to her and the team. That in such a young age, she has created a very aspirational and inspiring venture, which is very unconventional for young guys today, where they are looking as a theatre, the medium. So LeoGirl, I think, is one of the phenomenal and very inspiring enterprise by a very young girl and a team. And I think more power to them, because in a very young age, they have created a niche for themselves, that too in a very unconventional area of theatres. When you have a lot of conventional career opportunities, I think, and the medium is so powerful that that it can just can be sustainable by bringing in a lot of creative and new themes in this particular medium. So phenomenal. I've seen the Gen Y Rainbow Shadow in the LNOD roundtable in the last year, November. And I think in that particular entire experience, I think it was a good sensitization in terms of how we can manage the aspirations of millennials by managing with them and around them. And I think it was a very, very powerful theme which they portrayed. I think themes which needs to be focused upon, in my view, are more to do with values. I think in today's fast world, what I think is getting eroded are the basic human values. So how we can live those values in a real world without compromising on our very, very fast-paced dreams and fast-paced career aspirations. So how values can enhance the human value in the entire way of living. I think that's one strong theme I believe could be portrayed through the theatre medium. Absolutely. I think I myself was associated with theatres during my MBA days. So I was part of a theatre group called Dristikon. I was the writer, director and author of various street plays. And I can vouch for the efficacy and effectiveness of this particular medium, because you engages a lot of senses of your audiences in terms of mind, in terms of their emotions, in terms of their various other sensitivities. So I think it the learning lingers with the participant for a kind of timeless proposition. And I think the way it lingers, it can also be then deployed at the workplace. So learning is phenomenal there.
Hi, this is Rajesh Manik. I represent ING Investment Management India. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I must say that this is a trailblazer kind of initiative. I mean, I've seen some good theatre getting, started. However, it typically gets started by people who come from theatre kind of families and bring those kind of legacy. The difference here is this is completely being created by people outside of the theatre industry, and that too with such strong corporate connect that this is definitely an opportunity for corporates to to use theatre as a medium to basically disseminate some strong messaging. No, I did not. I just had an opportunity to see some snippets today, and I must say that they were so engrossing, so fresh, so original. Just loved it. Of course, I think so. And given an opportunity, given a situation where it can fit in well, I think I would want to definitely use it. If not in my organization, then definitely in some kind of association forums where there could be a relevant audience for the same. I think the concept is excellent. It can be extrapolated in various manners. It can take up political issues. It can take up burning issues. It can take up issues which typically does not get discussed apparently. And it's always, the not spoken kind of a subject. If those, I think, can be, very well taken up. So anything which is sensitive, anything which is delicate, can be, well communicated through this medium and can really trigger the sensibilities of the people. Well, I think what a great start. First year, we are here. I'm sure, whenever we do more celebrations, I might be standing on a red carpet and maybe there might be a little media guy also next to this camera guy. So I'm definitely foreseeing a much more promising future for LeoGirl.
So I think for me always, from what I'd heard from my mom, theatre and the corporate world are just two things that don't go together. But she always told me that there are audiences that are very malleable and impressionable and they're waiting for something like that to happen, because I think theatre is the most powerful medium to express anything. And always when you're told a message through a story, it's so much more effective than having a seminar or having a speaker who'll come there and just barrage you with words. So we really thought that this would be the most effective medium, and how would it be if a group came together and kept offering these plays to corporates on different themes. So I think that's where it really started, and that's the mindset with which we've gone ahead.
So from my side, personally, I believe that these scripts are very strong and very well written. I truly believe that they touch upon probably a lot of the things that people in corporates are really talking about, or probably not even talking about, really thinking about, but not talking out loud. So I guess this theatre group and as these plays as a medium act as a stimulus of sorts to get people to come out there and start talking about these real things. So I think that's what draws me to it. I don't know. What do you think, Abhi?
So I think I've been doing theatre for the last 4 years, and I'm getting to work on very good scripts over here. They're very organic scripts that matter. Some of the scripts that I worked on, they weren't that organic. They weren't that natural. They weren't that, They didn't have a purpose to them. So that way I feel very creatively satisfied. Like 4 hours of my life every day I'm going to something creative, something very meaningful. So that works for me.
So I think for a lot of professional theatre actors like them, or professionals from the industry, I think when a theme like the fact that women don't respect themselves is told to you as a gender diversity initiative, usually the terminology puts people off and it makes them feel like it's any less creative than a play that is just about 3 women or 3 housewives or something like that, which it is not. And it was my misconception as well that what the work we're doing is not creative, but it is, because we're finding a message that desperately needs to be told and we're putting characters to it, and I think there's nothing more creative than that, because our art has a purpose, and that's like the greatest. That's very satisfying as an actor, because you're making what you're doing is going to take people back thinking about what you're doing, as opposed to them just watching a film and not caring about it or something like that. So we come with a very significant purpose, and that makes our work very satisfying.
Theatre has always been a very good and creative way of learning something, okay? And the most popular form is street theatre, where people learn messages from the plays. I think these scripts at LeoGirl production, they talk about the issues that are pertinent to the sector, that is corporate sector, but it also talks about the human life and human behavior in a particular situation. And that's what was challenging for me. And that's why most of the time I have taken this creative decision to allow my actor to go to the audience, have a one-to-one interaction with them, and come back, so that audience are left with their all senses open and they receive the message of the play. And that was the whole journey of directing all the plays in LeoGirl production.
I think definitely what all got us first interested in theatre was that we were just doing stories and watching stories about normal people that didn't have a message to be told, I think. And although we have been doing a lot of messaging through our plays, I really see the future as being a time where we start performing for public audiences and just telling them stories and not expecting them to go away with anything in mind. I think we'd like to do a lot more open-ended theatre. And as much as we've loved doing this, I think that is what first got us involved in theatre, so may as well take that forward.
One more thing is about theatre for the social reformation. When we talk about Augusto Boal started long time back in South Africa, and the whole forum theatre that he opened for people to come up with their issues, find a solution, and then move ahead. I think this moving ahead is extremely important, and so it is important for LeoGirl to move ahead with more scripts, more productions, and reach many people, as many people possible, and so that they get a message. And I think message giving is the strength of LeoGirl Productions plays.
I think also we rehearse at Priyanka's place, so we get to eat amazing food and chai over there. So that's the future. That's the future. Better tea and more food, yes.
This is the man, he's responsible for all the good technical work that we have been doing at LeoGirl Production and the bridge. And your name is Tehseen, right? Thank you so much.
So, I've been a great fan of theatre. I think I'm possibly responsible for having introduced theatre and Broadway to a whole lot of friends and to my children and my family and the rest of that. On holidays, we've always spent more on theatre tickets than we have on shopping or on anything else. So it's always been a passion. It's something we've really enjoyed indulging in. It's always been a great form of entertainment, but for me, it's always been a great art form to really appreciate, because it is the performing arts. It's very close to what I do in my profession as a learning and OD professional. I've been involved with theatre since my school days and college days. I was also part of the Dramatic Society while I was in Abu Dhabi, and have played the lead roles in several plays that we put up as part of Supper Theatre. So it's been, I've been an actress, I've been on that side. I've been very interested in direction. Whenever I watch a play, I'm always thinking about the script and the story and how it's come together and how that is converted into, through direction, how the entire story is being communicated to the audience. It's a very fascinating medium. In the context of organizations, I've always wondered why this medium has not been exploited enough, because it is so powerful. It enables mirroring of human beings, human emotions, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and especially when we look at a whole lot of areas of behavioral sciences and a whole lot of areas that we cover as part of behavioral training inside organizations. Beyond a point, it's very difficult to teach it in a classroom situation only as a skill. Oftentimes, when people need to implement or apply it, they need to actually reflect on certain behaviors or certain compulsions behind those behaviors that drive behaviors before there is enough of a reflection leading to transformation that occurs inside their own minds. And I think drama enables that. It enables very layered messaging, especially on complex issues like, for instance, when you pick up diversity and inclusion challenges like gender diversity issues or multi-generational diversity issues. And when you want to enhance greater understanding between these generations, it is so important to be able to understand what someone else is thinking or feeling or how somebody else is reacting to a situation. And I think drama lends itself to that. So Priyanka is a great enthusiast of theatre. She's been a theatre arts student, was very interested in doing something that would be meaningful and purposeful in the area of theatre. And I think theatre is the most powerful medium for driving social change. I think it's highly underutilized. And I must submit, especially within the corporate world, we've not even scraped the surface of what this can do to drive transformation, particularly of cultures, which is really an amalgamation of behaviors inside an organization. So the first idea was Woman Phenomenal. It came to me while I was on a flight back from the United States, and I was thinking about how interesting women are. sometimes they appear socio-economically challenged or backward. So they might appear underprivileged, but they may have more power in the equation. And sometimes they might appear socio-economically in the right place, but actually not be empowered. And it's interesting how no matter which socio-economic class you see women in, they always find a way to survive and triumph their circumstances. So this sheer power of a woman needs to be celebrated, and that's what I did through a play called Woman Phenomena. The Rainbow Shadows play really came to me because multi-generations is a huge challenge at work. And while we talk a lot about multi-generations and understanding Gen Y and the rest of that, there's more lip service to this than any real serious work. So I was keen to unravel this domain. It's been an area of interest and passion for me for a long time. I have a whole lot of research I have personally sponsored in this domain to try and understand this domain better as a behavioral science student and as a researcher. And I wanted to be able to substantiate that research through a creative process, and therefore wrote the script that is completely based on 5 dimensions of research on Generation Y. So there is nothing that we're saying in the story which is not rooted in reality. And at the same time, there's a creative expression there in the form of a story between a father and a son. And of course the whole gamut of dilemmas and confusions that the protagonist, who's a Gen Y, experiences in the context of the ecosystem inside organizations, what is expected or what is the price they need to pay to succeed, large questions looming large on leadership, mentoring, heroes inside organizations, and all of that which Gen Y really seeks. And most of all, busting a few myths associated with Gen Y. For instance, it's such an easy way out to say that they're all about money or they're all about themselves, whereas the truth and the research proves that all of that is, it's quite untrue. And in fact, quite the contrary to what we've come to believe about Generation Y. So they're a very interesting group of people. They're a very upbeat generation. They are the largest talent pool. How can we afford to not understand them? And therefore, Rainbow Shadows for organizations that truly want to invest time and energy in understanding this larger, most powerful, most dominant workforce, part of the workforce that exists not only in the talent pool in the market, but inside their organizations as well. The last one, which is Ambika, has really been a work of passion. It's based on 3 real stories. Through my own experiences of having met women who are highly educated, who are very privileged, they're English speaking, they're urban, they live in urban India, they have jobs and are financially independent, they're hugely privileged in the Indian context, but still do not know how to manifest their power. Have actually been validated for giving up their power, especially in a patriarchal society. And therefore, notwithstanding the women leadership and empowerment agenda, many of them are actually found to be not ready and not sure whether they really even want the power inside organizations. So the price that they need to pay for careers, or the investment that they need to make for careers, they're not even sure they're actually ready to be able to make those. The confusions associated with how to really lead, the tendency to want to emulate male behaviors because that's the only concept of leadership corporates have ever experienced and know, and the inability to be able to experiment with a more authentic style of leadership, which is more feminine, that bring forth more of communal behaviors that are associated with women, are all the issues that we actually see around in corporates today. And Rainbow Shadows, Ambika attempts to be able to unravel some of these confusions. It has a huge amount of layered messaging for anyone who actually stays with the dialogues in the play. I'm very proud of that work. And from the audience reactions that we've seen on 2 occasions, I think we've got a very overwhelming response from the audience. I'm delighted to see that it connects with the audience and that the messaging has gone through. So I encourage more people to use theatre for driving learning and reflection inside their own organizations. And many congratulations to LeoGirl. It's their 1-year anniversary. It's been 12 months and 14 shows for them. So obviously this is an experiment that has worked, and I'm going to encourage more people who are watching this to use the prowess and the expertise of LeoGirl to bring theatre into their own organizations. So we're very open to, we've asked many more people to come forth with their scripts, many people who have ideas. I definitely think leadership is an area, and not just women leadership, but leadership in general lends itself to a huge dialogue and debate, which I don't believe we've still had inside corporates. What appears to be conditions for succeeding inside organizations. The fact that increasingly organizations are becoming less and less benign, less and less caring, less and less kind, and there is a huge premium on being mercenary and succeeding at any cost. A lot of these social outcomes of working in the corporate world, I think, can be easily explored through drama. I still believe that the other kinds of inclusion we have not explored inside organization. The gender diversity piece itself has consumed so much of our time and attention, but there are many other kinds of diversities that still remain to be explored. I absolutely believe those lend themselves to theatre. And I think any form of human emotion, anything that has got to do with human relationships, and anything which is actually impacting us at a macro level is not just because corporates are microcosms of the society. So there are several issues that are plaguing us at a macro level. We still need to evolve in those areas, and I think it's a great place to start, to talk to people who have leadership responsibilities, talk to people who have aspirations to grow, talk to people who are educated and are seeking to contribute meaningfully to the economy, and you'll find all of these audiences inside the corporate world. So I think if we make corporates better places and make people in corporates better human beings, we stand a good chance of being able to use the tipping point principle to live in a better society. So I want to say to anyone who's watching this, if you have a great idea, you have a great script, you have a great platform that you're looking for to be able to drive social change, you want a ready audience to be able to listen to what you have, you want to experiment, you believe you have the creative ability to be able to influence change, reach out to us, talk to us, and we're very willing to explore new playwrights, new scripts, new actors. Those of you who believe that you're struggling to get bit parts in some of the creative plays that are up, in whether it's the NCPA, at Prithvi, any of the very leading and respectful institutions, I encourage you to explore opportunities with LeoGirl Production. Come and get empaneled with us. We're constantly looking for actors. We're constantly looking for directors. We're constantly looking for great scripts. We're looking for great ideas. So come forth and give it to us, and we're very happy to work with you.